Hello, seventh graders. I am here to read the next section of Home of the Brave. So we left off on 150, and I'm going to be reading up until 200, which is the homework for the week of the 18th, May 18th through 22nd. We're getting there. So I hope that everyone has been keeping up with their reading, and I hope these videos have been helping. Also, always reach out to me. You know that I will help you with any of this. I'm happy to Zoom, do Google Hangouts, work over Google Docs, literally anything. I've talked to the phone on the phone with kids, anything. So reach out if you need help. So just recently, Keck got a job at a farm, and he named one of the cows there Goal. He also got his cousin a job at this farm, and they are starting to work there. He's also settling into school. He's joined his ESL class, which is English as a second language class, and he's starting to learn English. He's made a friend, Hannah, and is just really starting to learn about America and what it's like here. And he's also at the same time dealing with the trauma that he faced in the war in Darfur and losing some of his family members, including his brother and his dad. And his mom is currently missing. We don't know where she is. And most recently, he just went to a zoo with his ESL class, and he was just totally fascinated by the amount of people in America, the amount of different types of people, and how everyone can kind of live together and have the same hopes and dreams. So he's pretty just bewildered by that, and he's missing his family and kind of feeling this heavy burden without them. I'm going to take a quick drink and then I'm going to get started. I just did the eighth grade reading, so I'm a little tired and thirsty. Okay, so this is 150, and this is the question, and I'm going to read till 200. All afternoon my belly aches. Maybe I should have eaten more, I tell myself, but I know the hurt of hunger well. Hunger is a wild dog gnawing on a dry bone, mad with impatience but hoping still. It isn't hunger I feel today. This pain is worse, one without pity like an icy night. This pain is a question, and the one my heart will not stop asking. Why am I here when so many others are not? Why should I have a desk and a pair of fine jeans and a soft place for my head to rest? Why should I have the freedom to hope while my brother and father sleep in bloodied earth? I should not take these gifts I do not deserve, and yet I know I will take them, warm food and soft bed and fresh hope, holding on tight as that wild dog to his bone. So Keck is feeling guilty because other people in his life have passed or died and have, um, got killed in the war. And he feels so lucky and grateful to be in America and get all these things that other people don't have access to, which is really kind of an interesting thing to think about because these are things that we take for granted every day. So this is 152, Apple. Before ESL, we have homeroom. I don't much like it. In my homeroom are only 3 other ESL students, and I don't speak their words. All the rest are from America. One morning, a folded paper waits on my homeroom desk. I think maybe it's a note to pass. I've seen other students hand paper to each other during the loud man in the wall named announcements. It's exciting to think I might already have a homeroom friend. When I open it, I see a picture. It's not a good drawing, but after a moment I can see it's a dead body made of bones. Hungry, Kenya? A boy in the back asks. His voice has knives in it. He holds up an apple half eaten. It's really mean. They're making fun of him. None for me, thank you, I say, using my polite English words. And my home, I add, is not Kenya, it's Sudan. It's also very rude to uh, say someone's from somewhere without knowing. So they said he's from Kenya. He's not. He's from Sudan. So he told them, no, that's not where I'm from. He tosses the apple across the room. It lands on my desk and drops to the floor. My homeroom teacher looks up from his newspaper. Can the flying fruit can the flying fruit, he says. Of course, I don't want the apple to be wasted. I pick it up off the floor and throw it back to the boy. It hits him on the nose. Top of 154. I'm a fine thrower of rocks and balls. It is not my fault the boy moved. The teacher gives me a detention slip. I'm not sure what this slip means, but I do know I'm the only one in class who receives one. I feel very lucky to be selected by my teacher for such an honor. So poor Keck does not know what a detention is. He thinks he's lucky. We're on the top of 155. This is grocery store. The next afternoon, Hannah invites me to visit the grocery store with her. She calls a Foster, has asked her to buy some food for dinner. We take another bus to a place of many cars in neat rows. By the time we get there, the sun has already said good night. That's it, Hannah says. Safeway, that's a grocery store. Big in the West. There isn't enough food in the world to fill such a building, I say. I follow her inside and she grabs a shiny cart. You don't pay for this fine cart, I ask. You just borrow it, she explains. The grocery store has rows and rows of color, of light, of easy hope. Hannah moves down the aisle, but I stand like a tree rooted firm. My eyes too full of this place, with its answers to prayers on every shelf. So he is just like baffled by this grocery store. People in his country don't always have access to food. Certainly don't have a grocery store, maybe a market, but not a huge grocery store like this. Hannah glances over her shoulder. You okay? She asks. I reach out and touch a piece of bright green food I've never seen before, and then I begin to cry. So he gets so overwhelmed by this. Hannah rushes to my side. It's okay, she says. We can leave if you want. She takes my hand and we leave the empty cart and go outside. We sit on the icy bench and wait for the bus. A car whooshes past. Its lights cut the gloom, like the eyes of a great cat prowling for food in the moonlight. That's a nice simile. Top of 158. The story I tell Hannah on the way home. So this is a story from his past. The grocery store really got him thinking and kind of reflecting about his life and what he's gone through. In our tent in the camp, a baby was dying. Flies teased her eyes, and her arms hung like broken sticks. My mother was not much older than I am. All day long, she whispered to the baby, drink, drink, drink. All day, all night. We couldn't sleep for the sound of it. But the baby had been hungry for too long, and the bottle went untouched. And after a while, the mother stopped rocking and went silent. When the baby died, she covered her child with a feed sack, and she said to no one, I told her to eat. Why wouldn't she eat? Whew. When I'm done with the story, I stare out the window at the sunless world. Hannah stares with me. This time, she's the one who cannot find any words. So he shares a story with Hannah about a baby that starved to death in the camp that he was in. Pretty terrible. So obviously, the grocery store is going to be pretty upsetting for him to see. So now we are on 160. This is library. Miss Hernandez and Mr. Franklin take us to the school library twice a week. It's filled with books on shelves, climbing to the ceiling like little buildings. Each book is like a door waiting to be unlocked. Today I sit at a table, but I don't pick a book to read like everyone else in my class. Today I don't know why. Feels like the day at the grocery store. So another not so great day. Today I'm thinking about how my mother always wanted to learn to read, to own a book, to open one of these magical presents and see what's inside. So we now know that his mother never was literate. She did not know how to read. Some people do not have access to education in other countries. So she obviously did not. Miss Hernandez shows me a book about cows. She asks me to find a picture of a cow like Goal, but I tell her I don't feel in the library mood today. That's okay, she says. I know how that goes. It's just so hard to choose, I add. There are so many books, and where I come from, there are hardly any. Miss Hernandez nods. I felt that way a lot when I first came here. Once I went to the mall and ended up hiding in the corner of a clothes store. It was just too many lights, too many clothes, and I still feel kind of funny at movies. Have you been to a movie yet? I shake my head. Not one of the big movies, but I did see a little one on the flying boat. I went to a grocery store, though. I whisper the last word, cry. Miss Hernandez pats my hand. It's just too much sometimes, isn't it? When you had almost nothing, and when you know that many people still have so little. I don't know what to do with it all, I say. I kick at a chair leg. To have all this food and all these books and all this freedom. I feel sort of, I don't know the word, too lucky. It's a big gift, she agrees. I reach for the cow book. My father would have liked this book, I say. I'd like to hear about your family, Miss Hernandez says. I think for a minute. My father was a fine singer, I say. Tell me more, Miss Hernandez says, and I do. Top of 164. Time passes, the kind they call weeks. I have a little money from my job. I have to make myself believe that a crumpled piece of green paper means something, means anything. In my old world, it was easy. You could know a person's wealth by counting his cattle, so money is unfamiliar to him as well. Hannah and I take the bus to a giant store filled with many things to buy. I've promised her I will not get upset this time. I want to buy my aunt some new dishes. There are stores within stores here, and music and food. It's bright and big with toys and chairs, TV machines and T-shirts. What do you call such a place? I ask. The mall, Hannah replies. I follow her to a huge, shiny store. I've herded cattle for hundreds of miles with only the stars to guide me, but I'm certain I could never find my way out of this place. Hannah takes me to two magic silver staircases, one going up, one coming down. I watch as the stairs melt away, then reappear. It's just an escalator, she says. No big deal. Come on. I shake my head. They had these at the airport, but Dave let me take the stairs instead. Is there another way to climb? She laughs. Well, there's an elevator. That would be a better way, I think. We're on the top of 166. Okay, but you gotta promise me you'll try it next time. It's fun, Hannah says. So are elevators. The elevator is hiding near a row of puffy white coats, like clouds with arms. Hannah pushes a button. We wait. A bell rings and then the doors vanish. I follow her into the little room waiting for us. She pushes another button. Then, zoom, up we fly. I think I left my stomach downstairs, I say. Hannah smiles. Told you it was fun. Hearts. Top of 167. Hannah leads me to shelves full of colorful dishes. I like some with many stripes, but she says I can't afford them. She picks out a small box of white ones. This should pretty much replace what you broke, Hannah says. I cradle the box gently in my arms the way I would carry a newborn calf. On the way to the paying place, we pass many sparkling cards and much candy. Some of it is even chocolate. Valentine's Day is in a couple of days, Hannah explains. You give stuff to people you like. Plus, it just happens to be my birthday. Hey, when's your birthday? Top of 168. I don't know, I admit. We don't have birthdays in the way that you do. But I know I was born in the time you call summer. Hannah looks confused by this news. It's hard for me to remember that she sometimes finds my ways as strange as I find hers. I must find you a gift, I say, after I pay you back the money I owe for the bus and the washing. How much do I have left? No way, Hannah says. You're not spending your hard earned money on yours truly. But it would make me very proud, I argue, and it's my duty as your friend. Hannah grins out of one side of her mouth, a silly, tilted smile like a new moon rising. Okay, okay. See that little box of heart candy? You could afford that. It must be chocolate, I say firmly. She scans the shelves. Here, she says at last. She hands me a shiny little heart. Perfect. We stand in a long line when I give the lady my money for the dishes and the heart. My own heart grows so big with pride I fear it might pop open like a ripe seed pod. I earned this money, I tell her. I take care of a cow. It's a fine job. The lady smiles politely. If you say so, hon. Top of 170. Again, I'm learning that America people don't understand the wonder of a cow. Maybe if they had more cows on the TV machine, people would begin to feel as Gonwar and I do. You can have your dogs and cats, your gerbils and hamsters, and sleek, sparkling fish. But you will have lived just half a life if you never love a cow. Top of 171. White girl. In front of our apartment, I give the shiny heart to Hannah. Happy birthday and happy Valentine's Day, I say to my good friend Hannah. Three boys walk past just as Hannah slips the silver heart into the pocket of her coat. They glare at us with eyes that shoot poison. Leave that white girl alone, one yells. Hands off, boy. Just ignore them, Hannah whispers. She pulls me inside and slams the door shut. A moment later, she opens it a crack and peers out. They're gone, she says. Top of 172. I shake my head. I don't understand, I say. Me neither, Hannah says. Me neither. You shouldn't have pulled me inside, I mutter. They're jerks. Hannah yanks off her mittens. I didn't want you to get hurt. I am a man, I say, standing tall. Sure you are, Hannah says. I just, didn't see the point in a fight. Why does it matter? I can't explain. Suddenly I feel tired of using words that don't belong to me. Never mind, I say. I trudge up the stairs. My aunt is surprised to see the box from me. A present, she keeps saying. A present for me? She opens the dishes and hugs me hard. You are such a fine boy, Keck, she says. I feel happy about the dishes and bad about the angry boys. It's hard to feel two things at once, so I try not to feel anything. I sit next to Ganwar on the sofa. Together we watch the TV machine tell its happy, easy stories. Top of 174. We have about 25 pages left. I'm going to keep going. Scars. Every weekend and every other days, sometimes Ganwar and I go to Lou's. It feels good to go, somewhere simple, to work and sing and eat cookies with chocolate. Ganwar doesn't say so, but I think he is calmer on these days. Sometimes he even whistles a radio song or tells me jokes in English that I don't understand. Always, though, I laugh to make him happy. One afternoon, Ganwar and I rebuild a gate that's rotted away at the edge of the field. It's long work, and we sweat under our thick coats. The sun is still weary and weak, but like a traveler too long on the road. But each day it's trying harder to warm the world. Ganwar wipes away sweat with his arm. The 6 lines etched in his forehead glisten. I will never have the gar, I say suddenly. My words surprise me. It's an idea I never let myself think about until now. The initiation ceremony is part of another place, a place I may never return to. You're lucky, Ganwar says. Why would you want such scars? Here they mean nothing. There they mean everything, I say. I lean on the fence. How will I know when I'm a man? Top of 176. Ganwar keeps hammering. When you own a fine car and a house with many bathrooms, then you're a man in this country. He answers with a smile. It isn't so funny, I say. You've been tested and I haven't. You were brave. I look away. I don't want him to see my eyes and what lies hidden there. Me, I haven't been. Sure you have, Ganwar replies. You were in that camp alone. You came here alone. That's plenty brave. It doesn't take a knife in the hand of a village elder for you to prove yourself. I pick up my hammer and slam it hard against a rusty nail sticking out of the wood. That's easy for you to say. After that, I won't talk any more, but I hammer many nails as hard as I can. Even with my gloves on, I have a good hurting blister to show for it. Top of 178. Bad news. More weeks pass. Something strange is happening to the world. I hear bird song now where only silence filled the air before. Tiny green hints dot the trees and bushes. The snow is getting smaller and grayer like an old person whose time is past. Dave says it's called spring. One morning Lou calls us to come into her kitchen. A plate of warm chocolate cookies waits for us. I'm happy about this until I see Lou's ankle covered by a thick white bandage. Sprained the dang thing last night, she says, slipped in the barn. Do you have many pains? I ask. Nah, she waves away the question like a troublesome insect. But it's gotten me to thinking, boys. Even with your help, I just can't keep this place running anymore. Wish it weren't that way. I've been here a long, long time. It's time to sell and move on. Ganwar nods. He doesn't look surprised. It's okay, Lou. We knew it probably wouldn't last. I stare out the window. Where will you go? I ask in a whisper, when the farm is sold. Lou lifts her shoulders. I'm not sure. This has been my home so long. I don't know anywhere else. I have a sister in Los Angeles. She makes a face. Not sure I could stand all that nice weather. What would I complain about? We can stay on as long as you need us, Ganwar says. He doesn't sound mad at all. He sounds like he is used to being disappointed. But what about Goal? I ask. My voice has a crack in it. Lou looks out the window too. I don't know, Keck. They're going to build a strip mall. Won't be needing a cow, I'm guessing, she sighs. Goal is a very old, tired animal. I don't think we'll probably be able to find anyone who wants her. I'm sorry, hun. I leap to my feet. My chair falls back with a loud thud. I hate it here, I scream. I want to go home. I run out the door and across the field toward the bus stop. I'm glad that Lou can't follow me with her sore foot. I'm sorry that I'm glad, and I'm mad that Ganwar isn't mad enough. Top of 182. We're almost there. No more. I stop working at Lou's. Ganwar keeps going to the farm, but he doesn't say anything to me about it. When he comes home with hay and mud stuck to the bottom of his running shoes, I leave the room. Lou calls for me on my aunt's telephone to see if I will change my mind, but I won't talk to her. She tells my aunt I'm a hard worker. She says she and Goal miss my smile. One morning, Mr. Franklin says, "Hey, cowboy," and I almost start to cry. I say, "Please don't call me that anymore. I am just Keck now," but I don't tell him why. Hannah says I am cutting off my nose to spite my face. I don't know what this means, so she explains. It means you are being a stubborn moron, boy. She looks a little sad when she says this, so I don't get mad at her. Why don't you at least keep going for a while? She asks. It could be months before she leaves. Because at the end, I know Lou and Goal and the farm will be gone forever, I say. Can't you understand this feeling? Hannah chews on her lip. Yeah, I guess I can, she says at last. I wonder if maybe she is thinking about her mother, who is not a foster, but I don't ask. Top of 184. Last day. The day is warm and the world begins again. I think of Gull nosing the ground, grateful to find tender grass appearing at her feet. After spring, Gonwar says, comes the time called summer and no school and sun strong as a young man. He says Lou may not leave until summer ends, but I close my eyes to his words. My ears, sorry. The last day of school, Miss Hernandez and Mr. Franklin put our desks into a circle. Miss Hernandez stands in the middle. Here comes a speech, she says. We all groan. That noise is the same in all languages. She laughs. I promise it'll be a very short speech, but I just want you to know that I'm very proud of all of you. You have learned much and come far this year. She makes a funny sound in her throat, but I do not think she has a cold. Like so many immigrants before you, I know you'll help make this country a better, stronger place. She wipes her eyes. Okay, speech over. Mr. Franklin brings over a big box and places it on a desk. Inside is a cake, an amazing long cake. I wonder if maybe it's the biggest cake in the world. Ta-da, he says. Top of 186. In the middle of the cake is a green lady with her arm in the air. She's holding a green candle. Anyone recognize this old gal? Mr. Franklin asks. The Statue of Liberty, everyone yells at once. Why is she falling over? Jaime asks. Hey, I'm a teacher, not a baker, says Mr. Franklin. Maybe she's tired, Miss Hernandez suggests. She has a big job after all. Why does she have a dog? Pedro asks. Mr. Franklin sighs loudly. That isn't a dog, it's a cow. It's supposed to be Gull. He shrugs. I thought it would be a nice touch. I look away. I still haven't told anyone at school that Gull will be gone soon. There are words all over the cake in green letters, many words in squiggles. Before we eat, Miss Hernandez says, we read. Everyone groans again, and she holds a finger to her lips, and you know that means business. Mr. Franklin lights the candle, and Miss Hernandez makes her voice extra soft so that we will pay attention. That is a trick teachers like to use. These are important words, she says. They mean that this is your country now and forever. So this is actually what is on the Statue of Liberty, like the actual Statue of Liberty. It was donated from the French, and this is the little message. It's like a little poem on the actual Statue of Liberty. So it's also on their cake. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. So basically, like the Statue of Liberty is like inviting, immigrants or refugees that are running away from places to come to America and start a new life. So that's actually on our Statue of Liberty. So kind of a fun fact. Middle of 188. The candle glows in the green lady's hand, and I don't understand all the words, but somehow I know they're strong and fine. I wonder if someday it will feel like they are meant for me too. And then we eat the cake, all of it, except Goal. Top of 189. Got like 10 pages left. Summer. I would not be truthful if I said that winter is my favorite time. Winter is wet and heavy work. True, I learned to make snowballs like perfect moons and to catch a snowflake on my tongue, but I grow weary of looking for missing gloves. After such a winter, summer comes like a present with a bow. Summer is ice cream and skateboards and sweet grass under your free toes. And just as Dave promised, the not dead trees had been teasing me. Their leaves stop hiding, and over my head they weave a cool roof of green. Gonmore says that the farm will have its new owner at the end of summer. Lou can stay till fall, and then they will tear down the buildings. Lou is sad, she says. He says she misses me. I say he can tell Lou and Gold that I miss them, but I will not be coming back. Hannah tries to take my mind off the farm. She knows all the secret summer things. We take the bus to a swimming hole shaped like a giant brick. It's filled with blue water and laughing children. First hot sun is on your skin, then you jump in. For a while you are a fish in a warm pretending lake. She takes me to the library too, like the one at school, only with enough books for the whole world to read. They give me a card with my name on it and let me look at book after book. The library workers don't even know me, and yet they promise I can take books home. To be trusted with such precious gifts is a fine honor. My father would have sung me a song of pride to see his son so trusted. Hannah helps me find books with pictures of Africa. They don't seem real, these flat colors smoothed to my fingers. They make me happy but also sad. I see a picture of a woman tall with strong arms and sunny eyes, and for a moment, a crazy moment, I think it might be my mother. She's like her, I say to Hannah. Top of 192, but not. She's very beautiful, Hannah says. I'm starting to not remember, I whisper. Sometimes I can't see her face in my mind. Only when I'm asleep now is she real. I know, Hannah says. It's the same for me, too. The words steal her smile away like clouds over sun. On the library table is paper and little boxes in a box, and a cup filled with short yellow pencils. I give a pencil to Hannah. You can still send her a letter, I say. I wait. She doesn't speak. I say, you can, but I cannot. Top of 193. Hannah lets air out slowly from her mouth. She looks at me with her leave me alone face, but she takes a pencil. It's a very small paper, I say. It can be a very short letter. She chews on the pencil. She twirls hair around her finger, and she makes another face at me. But when she starts to write, she can't stop. She fills paper after paper with words. At last she's done. There, she says. Happy? I smile. Yes. Now we'll go mail it. Top of 194. Fine. She makes another sighing noise. And then I'll whip your butt at basketball. I don't mind that so much. She's mad, but it's a good kind of mad. Besides, she always beats me at basketball. Top of 195. We got like 5 pages left. More bad news. One hot day, Dave comes by to see how we are doing. Hannah and I are in the parking lot. She's teaching me how to skateboard. I have many hard places on my knees and elbows, and a hat like a round ball on my head. This is good because I fall down every time. I try to stand on the skateboard. Hannah is trying not to laugh. I am trying not to fall. Looking good, buddy, Dave says, but he is just being kind. Why don't you take a break for a minute? I've got some things to talk over with you. I talked to Lou yesterday. We sit on a bench in front of the apartment. Hannah comes too. So you know about the farm, I say. I take off my round extra head and give it to Hannah. Top of 196. I'm sorry, Dave says. I know you liked working there. I'll try to find you another place to help out. Another place won't have goal, I say. Listen, buddy, Dave says. I'm afraid I've got some more news I heard from Diane. They tracked down the people who made it to the 2 refugee camps we told you about. Something grabs my throat and tries to steal the air away. None of them was your mom, Keck. I look away. Nearby a crow flaps his great black wings to chase away a sparrow. Hannah pats my back. There's still hope though, right? She asks. Dave clears his throat. There's another small refugee camp about 80 miles south. We're checking out that one. I nod. Remember how your aunt told me you're an optimist, Keck? Dave asks. I need you to stay strong. In my pocket I feel the soft blue and yellow fabric I've carried for so long. I remember something Gonwar said to me. Thank you for your helping, Dave, I say, but what I am thinking is that a man knows when he's defeated. So he's feeling sad. They have not found his mom. There's no news of her. They have one more camp to check. So he's feeling a little down. So now we are on 198. This is a sleep story. I'm assuming this is a dream, but I'm sure it's based on his actual experiences too. Sleep story. I'm in our tent at the camp, and all around me children and women sleep. We are too crowded to lie down. We sleep on each other, legs and arms twined. There is moaning and snoring and muttering and drooling, and it's kind of uneasy peace. I'm not so hungry tonight. Grain came in bags from the helping people today. Mosquitoes buzz at the tent flaps, louder and louder still. And then I know it is the drone of a flying boat. The gunfire is almost gentle at first. Pop, pop, pop. Then it gets closer and the world goes crazy with fear. Suddenly, the war starts over this camp. Children scream, mothers sob, men threaten. A fire is burning somewhere close. My mother takes my hand firm, sure. "Come, my child," she says, as if we were going for a walk to look at the moon. We run from the tent, pretending a safe place lies just a few steps away. My mother falls, her dress caught on a bush, and then the gunfire comes harder, flying toward us like hot little stars. "Run, Keck," my mother screams. "Run now." I kneel beside her. "I can't leave you," I say, or I think I say, for my voice is swallowed by the roaring night. "My legs hurt. I can't run. You hide in the trees. You can get help for me when it's safe. Go, now." I start to run and I don't know that I'm clutching her dress and a tiny piece rips free and I run. And the trees are waiting. And the men come with their knives and their guns and their mysterious hate. I wait with other children. I hold the little child and cover her mouth. When she tries to cry, dawn comes. Dawn comes, silence comes, blood and death are everywhere, and my mother is gone. Whew, what a place to stop. So I'm assuming that was a dream of his, but I believe that is actually what happened when he last saw his mom because he has that little piece of cloth with him that he holds. So, yeah, that is the reading for this week. So please do your work in your packet. Come to office hours if you would like to get some help and hear the reading there or do any of the work with us. And reach out over email if you need anything. I'm here always to help you. I hope everyone is doing well and staying sane and healthy. I know this is tough, but we're gonna get through this. So, and we're all in this together. So please reach out if you need, and I hope everyone is well. Bye.